Kia ora koutou, no mai, haere mai. Welcome into Cowles Stadium in Christchurch. Sky Broadband Rapid League action on your Friday night ahead of Sal's NBL Round 8 action. The Canterbury Rams hosting the Tauranga Whai. Nick Bewley here with Maya Williamson alongside the Rams in Rapid League. Maya travelling relatively well, 5-3. The Whai flipped the script there, 3-5. What are you expecting from these two teams this one?
Well, the Rams are on a heater right now, like you said. They're coming off a 5-game win streak, and Rapid League tracking pretty well as well. I think it's going to be a fast-paced game, though. This Whai team has some pretty strong young guys that just like to run and get out and have some Sal's NBL experience as well. So it's going to be a tough and fast matchup, I think.
Looking at the Whai to begin with, and their starting five, a sprinkling of names we're relatively familiar with. We will take a look at the ladder first and foremost, though. The Nelson Giants and the Hawke's Bay Hawks sitting pretty at the top with a 7-win, 2-loss record, and there are the Rams just tucked in behind their 5 wins and 3 defeats. And as you mentioned, have shown that they can get up and down very quickly. A couple of times now, I believe, over 50 points in a game and multiple threats across the court.
100%. Kaya Isaac probably most notably that. I think he had 17 points in the Rapid League game last week in only 14 minutes. So he's leading the charge, and it's going to be pretty tough to stop him.
There is the starting 5 for the Whai: Boucher, Thompson, Masters, Lewis and Hawpoy, with Greensilt and Anderson on the bench. So the Whai running with a 7-man rotation. It's our understanding the Rams will stick with 6, although they have made a couple of changes. Max Darling, who was significant on return to the Sal's NBL last week from concussion, coming off the bench, and he'll stay in a bench role this evening, is our understanding, but won't be involved in the Rapid League. So there is the starting 5 for the Barbecues Direct Canterbury Rams. The Isaac brothers, Tama and Kaya, Will Blight, Taki Farrinson and Aiden Tonge, which means Mana Martin will come off the bench at some stage. What are you expecting out of the Rams with those just sort of subtle adjustments to the rotation?
I think the injection back of Tama Isaac coming off of injury is huge for them to play that traditional point guard role. Means that Kaya Isaac can play on the wing a little bit and be able to attack downhill and use ball screens as well. And I think Will Blight just brings another level of height, especially Carter Hawpoy there at the tip. It's huge, so it'll be nice to combat that with the height of Will Blight.
Here's a head-to-head courtesy of our stats partner, the Chemist Warehouse. And the 3-point shooting has been a little off out of anything for the Canterbury Rams. It's probably one mark against them, both in Rapid League and in the Sal's NBL so far this season. So it'll be interesting to see how they start in that department. It will be the Whai in their pink strip opening things up. There is Xander Masters, Jet Thompson now with it. Somehow just shuffled that across, gets it back, and hits the front of the iron. Tonge tidies.
Good first defensive position for the Rams, forcing Jet into a contested deep 3. Can't ask for much more than that.
There is Will Blight, and good pressure there. Jaden Boucher ends up with the loose ball, and here's Tatui Lewis now pushing the pace. Will Blight back, and Tatui Lewis picks up from where he left off last week in the Sal's NBL. 5 from 6 from 3 off the bench, and early 3 here to open things up in the Rapid League. A whistle. It's going to be a foul on Boucher.
Yeah, Tatui was amazing in that game against the Nuggets. Not only great just downhill in transition, but a great spot-up shooter. 17 points in a Sal's NBL game for a 21-year-old is not too shabby. I
think it was in 13 minutes as well.
Yeah, incredible.
Started hot, stayed hot. It's great to see. Here are the two brothers, Kaya and Tama. And now Aiden Tonge driving, and good rejection there up top by Hawpoy. Good start here by the Whai.
There's a really great defensive position. Not only the block with the double team that forced the ball out of Kaya Isaac's hands is obviously the biggest threat for the Rams, so getting the ball out of his hands makes the offense less effective. Even
more impressive for Carter Hawpoy. He lost his shoe during that. He's still trying to get the left Nike back on. It's a bit dangerous, actually. When we play on, Tonge. Tucky in the corner. Money.
Yeah, that's a huge look and a really nice read coming off a hard shot, throwing that messy pass and then the extra to the corner for a high-quality three-point shooter. The Rams will be happy with that, given their lack of three-point shooting ability the last few weeks.
The stoppage here is for Carter Horpoi to fully take the shoe off. Size 13, 14, whatever it is.
At least.
Back on. A couple of nice sets early for both teams. Really having issues here. He might have blown it in that block.
Way.
I haven't seen that this year.
Yeah.
He's going to have to check out of the ball game, poor old Carter Horpoi. And in comes Zion Anderson. 5-3, the Phi lead, but they lose a bit of size here momentarily. Jet Thompson brings the ball up the floor. And there is Anderson now. They get it to Tui Lewis. Good ball movement here. 10 seconds still on the shot clock as Thompson to Lewis. Flashy move there and a floater to Tui. 5 points.
Tui, knowing that he's a hot closeout, means that he can also attack the high foot off the closeout and get downhill. Nice little floater.
Kai Isaac now trying to use that strength. Can't get that one to go off the left. And 4 points to the good. And Thompson's bullet pass to the corner. The Masters. He in turn finds Lewis in the opposite corner. Can't get that one to go, but oh, what a tip. Jaden Boucher. Hot start here for the Phi.
Yeah, Jaden Boucher really is the kind of guy that will do everything. Hustles really, really well defensively, and another turnover for the Rams.
Pressure there by Boucher. Nailed it there, Meyer. Certainly creates an issue for the opposition. All his hustle defensively. Another corner three. Thompson didn't get that one to go. Tied it up by Aiden Tonge. Mana Martin into the ball game for the Rams. There he is with it now. He'll pull up straight away. Oh, halfway down. Unlucky, but Big Will Blight's there. Just can't get that one to go. His return from injury. And less than a minute to go in the first here. It's all Phi, 9-3. Ball movement too. There's Lewis now. Fires away once more. Taki Farrington with the rebound.
Really big position here for the Rams. Really good execution there from Taki.
Yeah, a little bit frustrated with himself leaving that short, but does earn himself a trip to the Chemist Warehouse stripe to shoot a pair. There is Carter Horpoi back into the contest. Shoes look good.
Yeah, nice kicks.
The first, Farrington, who's it's a little bit of a reduced role, as we said, in first year in Rams colours, but showing flashes. It just sort of speaks to the depth when the Rams are at full strength.
Yeah, played a really big role early on at the start of the season. Reduced, like you said, but has done a really good job adjusting to that reduced role.
Strong finish there, Jet Thompson. And a potential three-point opportunity here. It's the Phi to go 8 points to the good, approaching quarter time. And they do just that. And it's just Taki Farrington, Meyer, troubling the score bench from a Rams perspective. All 4 points, which we've spoken a lot throughout the course of the season about it being a real shared collective effort, both Rapid League and NBL. So someone else we suspect at some stage will step up. But here's Farrington once more. Looked online. Rebound there, Aiden Tonge. Second chance points in both leagues. Such a strength for this Rams roster.
Yeah, you can always count on Aiden Tonge to be the clean-up crew and get down to his left hand off an offensive rebound, and he's going to be a bit of a spark plug, I think, for these guys, considering Kai Isaac is being defended really, really well by the Phi team in this first quarter.
So that'll do it for the first quarter. And the Whai lead 12 points to 6. Tui Lewis, 5 of those points for the Whai, but 4 players getting at least a bucket for the Whai. Lewis, Boucher, Thompson and Masters. And Whai bench with their assistant Tane Bennett running the ship, with Matt Lacey, the head coach, in behind. I'll be relatively happy, you would have thought.
100%. Yeah, like we said, these Rams guys are on a heater right now, and they're a really talented rapid league team, and to keep Kai Isaac completely neutral in that first quarter would have been their objective, given the double team forcing the ball out of his hands. So to have executed that really, really well, and then offensively just come firing on all cylinders and score across the board, that's really all you can ask for in the first quarter start.
Yeah, just 1 of 5 the Rams from the field, and 4 more attempts for the Whai. They're shooting at a 55% clip, 5 from 9, and perfect 2 from the 2-point area. As we know in Rapid League, change on a dime. Tama Isaac, back as a jaw injury, I believe. You might know a bit more about it, or a jaw concussion sort of issue that's kept him sidelined up until now. Yeah,
got a bit of a deduce from Jordan Ngatai into the jaw that caused a concussion, so had to sit for a little bit, but believe he is healthy and feeling good for this week.
And here he is with it now after that missed 3, but get a second opportunity here. Good hand though by Haupoy. And the turnover's just starting to creep up a touch on the Rams. That's their 3rd.
Yeah, just not really being intentional with the ball, I don't think, valuing it as much, and being a little bit predictable with their offense, going to some similar shots they usually do in 5. Obviously done a really good job with their scout and reading what the Rams usually do and picking it off.
Good defensive work there, causing a turnover on Thompson. No points here so far in the second. There's Kai Isaac yet to get going. Gets it back from Martin. Hot potato here for the Rams. Tama Isaac now. And he'll get that roll. And here come the Whai. Boucher. And draws the whistle and a foul. Jaden Boucher, he'll head to the Chemist Warehouse strike.
Jaden Boucher really is a perfect player for Rapid League, I think. A really great hustle defensive guy, and then able to get out on the break and create easy shots in that way. And yeah, he's been awesome so far tonight, especially on the disruption end.
Makes the first, does Boucher. Can't make the second, so 7-point lead for the Whai. Where do the Rams go here? That just come out a little cold. It's a few of them now. There is again the second chance for the home team. There's Aiden Tonge putting his head down, draws the whistle and a foul, and the act is shooting, and we'll head to the Chemist Warehouse strike.
Just really struggling to actually put the ball in the hoop. It's as simple as that, right? If you put the ball through the hoop, you can win games, and really struggling to do that at the moment.
You might be onto something there, Mike.
Oh, yeah. Revolutionary stuff,
Pass a bit of paper over to the man sitting on my left. Let's see what he thinks, judge level.
But surprised to get a call out so early in the game, I think.
Tonge makes the first. Such a solid player, Aiden Tonge. Coming off the bench as well, of course, in Sal's NBL. Contributes in multiple ways, all effort.
Just recently won the tertiary 3-on-3 nationals with his UC team in the weekend as well.
Okay.
Named to the tournament team for that one.
Oh, how about that? Jet Thompson, banks open on a Friday.
Yeah, the Whai just scoring on all cylinders at the moment, getting downhill, shooting from beyond the arc, and different players getting to their strengths as well, and Rams just cannot answer at the moment.
Yeah, shooting at 60% now, the Whai. Their efficiency is the big The reason why they find themselves in front here is the Whai will stay with it. Nice touch by the Rams. Here is Masters. Boucher. Oh, nice baseline cut to Tui Lewis. Up to 7 points.
Exposing a lack of low side help for the Rams. Nobody in that position at all. By the time Tama Isaac got there, he was just far too late.
Farrington close out there in the corner, but now the drive. And a whistle. And we'll be shooting 2. Taki Farrington, a bit of a tumble. A little bit of concern around a ankle injury here, unfortunately, for Farrington. He's no good.
It's a huge loss for the Rams as well, considering his production offensively so far.
Well, not only here, but meaningful minutes too in the Cowles NBL, so watch that space. It's Will Blight who checks in, and he's immediately at the chemist warehouse stripe. I think that's a grimace more than a laugh.
Smiling through the pain. If you don't laugh, you'll cry.
Biting down on the tongue. And a bit of confusion there. Last touch off the Canterbury Rams' hand is the call from Regan Ashley. And of course, with just 6 players, the Rams here in Rapid League, this is them, you'd think. If Taki Farrington, I think they take a cautious approach from here, surely. So fatigue going to become a slight issue on top of a few other issues here for the home team. Is Lewis, can he drain another one? No, he can't. Tonge with the rebound.
Going to be very important for them to execute now and get really good offensive looks and try to preserve energy somehow. I don't know if you can do that in Rapid League, but
strength there by Isaac, but again, the lid remains on the rim at this end for the Rams. And shooting it 2 from 14.
Wow, that's not that good, actually.
So you get another opportunity here. Kai Isaac, just to tick over a minute. Off the offhand there, low percentage shot. And last touched by the Rams. No possession for the Whai.
Very tough gig for the Rams in this first half. They have shot underwhelmingly from beyond the arc this season, but I don't think they have executed this poorly near the rim this season. Missing layups and floaters, and can't make those. Not a lot of scoring. I mean, 8 points, that's the evidence of that.
Green still misses the 3. Here come the Rams, who are 3rd in the Rapid League for field goal percentage. Tough finish there, just what they needed to Aiden Tonge. Yeah, going along at just a shade under 45%, and here they find themselves at 18%. Oh boy, my goodness. It's getting caught up in the stats. Need to keep my eye on the action.
Wow-wee. Oh, wow.
That's lit a fuse, hasn't it? On the strong possessions. Tama Isaac now, as you take a look at the boy slam.
Whew, I wish.
And one opportunity at the other end for Tama Isaac. The Rams offense just starting to get going here late in the second. Trailing by 6, shot clock's off. Boucher, Thompson, aware of the situation. In fact, they want to talk things over with a player timeout.
You can imagine the intention here is to get a bucket and extend that lead and gain a little bit of momentum going into half-time.
Tatui Lewis is actually going to inbound, but 3 of 6, leading the way with 7 points. You feel like his hands all over this at some stage, but how about Carter Hawpoy as well after that slam? Really fresh in the minds of the Rams defense, and here is Hawpoy with it now. Thompson loses footing. Greensill does well. Thompson back up. 3 seconds, mismatch with Blight. Tries to fashion something. Good defence there by the big man, Will Blight. And I believe that'll do it for the half. Yes, it will. So the Whai continue to lead the way, 19 points to 13. And there's a little bit of, maybe there is a bit of time left on the clock here, unless the, no, it's just the fact that the Rams don't have anyone to really chat to on the bench, I don't believe. No. 0.8 of a second. There we go. Finally. I was wondering. I was
going to make a big difference.
Here is Tonj. Puts up the prayer.
Ooh,
tell you what.
It could have.
It could have.
It could have.
There it is. Half-time. 19-13 to the Whai over the Rams, who are down to 5 players in this contest, for the time being at least anyway, after that rolled ankle by Pucky Farrenson. What are you made of the first 8 minutes?
I mean, like we said, absolute lid on the rim. They're getting some nice looks and getting by way of Kai Isaac and Aiden Tonj and Tama as well, but just can't execute at the rim, which is the biggest thing that the Whai are doing really, really well, and that's why they have a good lead right now. I think they've cut the lead a little bit and gained a little bit of momentum and some more offensive rhythm, but the Rams really struggling and the Whai really executing and putting their foot down and capitalising off a rough start for the Rams.
Yeah, fast break points as well. None for the Rams, 9 for the Whai.
Wow.
An area of concern for Barbecue's direct Rams. We'll roll through the stats here, courtesy of the Chemist Warehouse. You mentioned a few times throughout the duration of the call, Maya, that contributions there at Jaden Boucher. It's as advertised. I feel like I say that a lot this season, but you know, he's a real two-way player, defensive presence. Yeah, he's got his imprint on this contest.
100%. He's just the guy that you can trust to do all the right things. Does it in the Cowles NBL as well, but even more so that presence is felt in the Rapid League. A really hustle guy defensively. He can really play above his weight. And offensively, always moving, always cutting in the right spaces. Just really does all the right things, and you can really rely on him. And like you said, as advertised, you can see him performing well today and being a problem for the Rams.
Still no Pucky Farrenson, who's right at the end of the Rams bench, just to our left. So the Rams will be running with the Isaac brothers, Tonj, Blights, and Martin. And on the floor for the Whai, Boucher, Thompson, Horpoy, Masters, and Tatui Lewis. Intriguing contest, this one. On form and on paper, you feel that the Rams should have the Whai's measure, but such is the nature of Rapid League. Doesn't take much for another team to get cooking, and the Whai certainly cooking here at Cowles early. 21-13 now. Tatui Lewis up to 9 points.
Yeah, if you let him get near the stove and get on a heater, he's going to be really hard to stop.
Strong drive there by Tonj. Just take a second look at the Lewis bucket from 12 feet. It seems like a clear change in strategy for the Rams, who are a noted three-point shooting threat, to just put the head down and get to the basket.
Yeah, you might as well, especially they have a too-big roster right now with both Will Blight and Aiden Tonj, and Aiden Tonj probably has the size and strength advantage over Jaden Boucher, which seems to be his matchup at the moment, so why not? And he's on a heater right now, seems to be one of the only ones that can actually put the ball through the hoop so far, so got to keep going back to that.
Yeah, up to attempt 9 at the Chemist Warehouse stripe now for the Rams. 6 of 9. Just the 3 free throw attempts for the Whai. Tonj cuts it to 6. And he's up to 8 points. He's Masters now with the left hand. Rolls around. There's Boucher again. Jaden Boucher. Great steal and an easy two. Just a little careless there. The Rams need to be mindful of the threat. Martin now, corner three, smooth.
Yeah, well-needed bucket for the Rams there. And it's an example of a high-quality shot for them, coming off the off-ball screen and firing it out to a high-caliber corner three-point shooter. Need a couple more looks like that to get them going.
Just the second three of the ball game for the Rams. The other, Kentucky Farrington, who is currently sidelined with an ankle issue. Drive again from Kai Isaac. Doesn't bear any fruit. And a blocking foul on Tama Isaac. Rams bench to our left, not too pleased with that one.
I think everyone was up on their feet, unhappy about that, and a lot of contact. I think this is where it gets tough for the Rams as well, not having a sub. Just saw two come in for the Phi, and no sub here to inject any energy for the Rams. It's really tough.
Put to work early, our young floor mopperers.
Legends of the game. Legends of the game.
Here's Green still with it now. Thompson. And from deep, Jet Thompson away to the left. To Kai Isaac yet to get on the score sheet in this one. Tonge almost creates. Good contest there by Hallpoint. Midway through the third, evenly poised, you feel. And a turnover on the Phi.
Rams have looked a lot better this quarter, disallowing as many easy shots for the Phi and getting to their own looks, but it's the execution that's the problem here, and Phi seem to just have a little bit more of a spark.
And where can the Rams find a spark? Tama Isaac to his brother Kai, and Mana Martin fakes, drives, and just hangs on the front iron. They are going to get another opportunity. Last touch by the Phi. As Jaden Boucher checks back in. There is Kai Isaac. Will this be the moment for him? No, it won't. Strong rebound there by Anderson.
Surprisingly quiet night for Kai Isaac. Like we said, he had 17 points in 14 minutes last week to be kept completely scoreless. Huge testament to the scout that Phi have done and the execution on the defensive end too.
Thompson now, oh, good rejection there by the Rams. Boucher again thought he had himself another steal. And we're still in a foul call on the Phi. I believe it was on Boucher. So take a second look. In fact, it was on Greensill. Famous name in basketball, of course, Boucher.
Pretty popular, I'd say. Old mate Dylan.
There's Blight now. Again, this defensive intensity. Oh, really nice work from Blight. To set Tama Isaac free to the cup.
You know, the Rams have practiced that a lot with the Gortat screen when you have a really threat of a guard going downhill, and really good execution from Will Blight there.
And the Phi will head to the Chemist Warehouse stripe at the other end, though, to shoot two through Boucher.
Really impressed with Boucher so far today. Leading the energy a lot, bringing some maturity to these young boys, I think, and huge spark plug of energy defensively.
Makes the first, does Boucher, up to 6 points on the night, but 4 rebounds, a couple of assists, a couple of steals, just stuffing the stat sheet. And a big reason why the Whai currently see themselves 5 points to the good. 35 seconds to go in the third. Full court pressure here on Tama Isaac. Tama Isaac shows a burst of pace. Lovely finish.
Probably a good opportunity to get a 2-for-1 and close that gap if they can before it gets a 3-quarter time. Put some pressure on the Whai now.
3-point ball game, good contest this. Sky Broadband Rapid League, late in the third. A bit of indecision here for the Whai. Finally, late whistle, foul call on Tonge from the drive by Maioro Greensill. He'll head to the Chemist Warehouse strike.
Always frustrating. You play 20-odd seconds of really good defense and then just foul on that one there. But great job. Patient offense for the Whai and attacking the gap, exposing a lack of low help once again for the Rams.
Makes them both. There's Greensill out of Opunaki High School. And a player timeout here with 5.2 seconds remaining in the third. Plenty of time for the Barbecues direct Canterbury Rams to cut this one to within a possession. It's been an improved performance for the Rams in this third quarter. I guess that's the one upside of just having the same 5 players on the court. You get a bit of rhythm.
Yeah, he's kind of forced to have a little bit of rhythm.
Here is Kai Isaac wide open. Surely, money. Don't want to do that.
Yeah, despite a lack of success so far, you still can't leave him wide open.
And that might be the moment to get him going. His first bucket of the night. 1 of 7 from the floor. And it's a 2-point ball game with a quarter to play. And you'd be brave to call it from here. Or are you going to call it?
You put me on the spot there, Nick. Threw me under the bus a little bit. I think the Whai, they're looking pretty good right now, and I think it's going to be a really tough last little leg for these Rams guys. They're looking pretty exhausted. I think it's going to depend on the production of Kai Isaac, honestly. If he can get going, that's going to be dangerous, but the Whai have done a very good job at putting a stamp on him so far.
There's still no Taki Farrington. I feel like it's safe to say from here he won't rejoin this contest. Baseline drive and rolled the ankle. We'll wait and see if he'll be involved in the Cowles NBL contest from 7:30 tonight in around half an hour. Rams looking for their 6th straight win. A thrilling victory over the years 8 days ago in this gym.
That was a goodie. That was a goodie. Very exciting.
It's a tough little trip, this one, for the Whai here in Christchurch tonight, and then up to Nelson Sunday. And well, the quirks of the draw, these two teams then play each other again on Thursday up in Tauranga.
Easy scout for them.
Yeah. But plenty of basketball still to come here, both in Rapid League and, of course, the NBL. 2-point ball game, this one. Rams could tie it up here through Kai Isaac. Leaves it well short. But Martin with the offensive board. And now has it in the corner. Catches Masters in the air. Big time bucket from Mana Martin, and the Rams take their first lead in a really long time, maybe even this entire ball game, Mike.
Yeah, huge from Mana Martin to execute, especially a lackluster 3-point performance otherwise for the Rams. And just gets called for a foul there, but the 17-year-old shows no fear.
Yeah, both his, well, all his points, in fact, coming from beyond the arc. Shooting 2 from 4 on the night. The Rams a 1-point lead. And where do the Whai go for a response? Thompson, Masters. Back to Thompson. Oh boy, late in the shot clock here. Goodness gracious me. Oh, but what about the hustle from Xander Masters, who now draws the foul and makes the bucket. How about not giving up on the play there, young man?
And Liam Connolly just barking orders at the team. They had a 24-second performance of really great defense, fourth quarter halfway into a tough contested shot, and then couldn't execute on the offensive rebound, and Xander Masters capitalized on that. Yep, you can see Liam Connolly just super frustrated with that position from the Rams.
Well, that's their bread and butter, isn't it? The Rams tidying it up on the glass in both Sky Broadband Rapid League and Cowles NBL. So just took their foot off for a rare moment there and made to pay to the tune of 3 points. So the Whai retake the lead. Now a strong drive by Kaya Isaac. He draws the foul. It's going to go on Jet Thompson. And should be shooting 2 here. Kaya Isaac from the Chemist Warehouse strike.
Chance to tie it up. It's getting exciting. Like you said, at the quarter break, Rapid League can really just flip a switch and change the direction really quickly.
The crowd is always building here at Cowles ahead of the Cowles NBL contest. The third home game in a row for the Canterbury Rams, building a bit of momentum as they look to go back-to-back. Excitement certainly building in and around the city as Warpoint puts his head down, and that was just a bit too easy.
Just caught Will Blight on the back foot there and able to get downhill. Probably the easiest 2 points they might have scored today.
It's back to the 5 by 2. That's long by Isaac, and here come the Whai now looking to build upon a lead and push it beyond a possession with just a tick over 2 minutes to play. Thompson. Oh, nice find there. Masters, the lefty. It's the back iron. Boucher with the rebound. But then a whistle, a push from Boucher in the act of hauling that in. And it'll be Rams' possession.
Thought he did a great job generating that extra chance for the Whai. Testament to his character and his play style once again. Being the clean-up crew, doing all the right things and the dirty work for the Whai.
There's that corner 3 spot again for Mana Martin. This time forced a drive, loses the handle almost, kicks it to Isaac. Can't connect from 3. And the Whai will be happy with that possession there, forcing that tough look.
Yeah, they've forced a few pretty tough looks for the Rams these last few possessions, and Rams haven't been able to execute, but the Whai, by way of Carter Hawkboy as well, just going to town on Will Blight.
Yeah, 4 points now in this fourth quarter for Carter Hawkboy. 6 total, all coming within about a foot of the rim. As Martin now looks online, beautiful. Mana Martin, his third 3 of the ball game. 1 point ball game it is.
Ooh, it's getting exciting.
Whai with the lead. It took over a minute to go and a whistle off the ball, which is unfortunate because Hawkboy drained the 3. It was Kaya Isaac and Xander Masters. And the foul is going to be on Kaya Isaac, so it'll stay with the 5. But goodness me, if they'd left it go another second, well, it's a 4-point ball game to the good of the fight. And in fact, he's shooting 2 here. Jaden Boucher has a chance to go 2 points clear. No. Splits in is Boucher. It's a 2-point ball game.
Yeah, big free throws and big execution there for the Whai.
Oh, strong drive. Tama Isaac locks it up again. 35 all, 50 seconds to go. And the bench is riding every moment. Masters will shimmy. Oh, Xander Masters, he lets Mata know.
As he should. That's a huge shot. Potentially a game changer, Nick.
Tama Isaac now to his brother Kaya. Oh, what you can do, I can do. 38 all. And just a 2-second difference between game and shot clock here for the Whai. What do? Boucher, Masters. Will he shoot it again? No, he won't. Player timeout called. Smart move, Jet Thompson. The Whai will talk it over. How about that? 38 each.
Wow. Not what I would have called at halftime, Nick. But couldn't have asked for anything better.
We'll get a bit of free basketball here. Just jogging my memory through the rules, of course, the inaugural season of Rapid League. I believe there might be a minute of...
Yeah, a minute or two of
overtime.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Basketball is a movie, and every game is a block. Basketball is a movie, and every game is a blockbuster. E for excitement, entertainment, energy, and epic. Cowles NBL 2024 is rated E.
Help me up, never let it fall. Help me roll like an animal. Back to the road. Watch out, 'cause I'm in my zone. But I don't care what you think you got.
Kia ora koutou, welcome into Cowles Stadium in Christchurch on your Friday night here on Sky Sports. Cowles NBL Round 8 action. It's the defending champs, the Canterbury Rams, hosting the Tauranga Whai. The Rams looking for their 6th straight win. The Whai looking to build off a win over the Otago Nuggets. Nick Bewley here with Maya Williamson alongside. We've just been entertained with a thrilling Sky Broadband Rapid League contest. Went right down to the wire, won by the 541-38. And it's always interesting to me, Maya, to see how much of that momentum carries through from those bench players anyway into the Cowles NBL contest.
Yeah, totally. I think it was an unexpected win for the Whai, probably. I spoke to Xander Masters before the game, and he said, you know, they've had a couple of losses and they're probably the underdogs going into that one. So I think it's a good boost of confidence, especially given the fact that they beat the Otago Nuggets last round as well. A lot of confidence and momentum going into this game, perhaps.
Will be interesting because the Rams are worthy favourites. In fact, having a look at the TAB, I think the line was set at 18.5, and that's our mix and pick poll tonight. Who will win and by how much? The Rams 1 to 18, 55%, 19 plus 40%, and the 5%. Let's hope. I want a contest anyway. Yep. Let's hope that the Whai can deliver. And look, for an inaugural season, a new team to this league, they've grinded out some impressive wins. I had them in my pre-season predictions reluctantly as the Wooden Spooners, but look at them. They're 3-5, and defensively they have a bit of an identity. Yeah,
100%. I think I spoke to Matt Lacey before the game, and he said you have to be happy with where they are. They don't obviously have a lot of pull going into recruiting agencies, and you know it's hard to sell a team that it's just establishing itself in the league. And yeah, they've done a really good job, and they've found an identity, like you said. Obviously, the loss of Vance Jackson Jr. recently has hurt them a lot in terms of the offensive end of things, but yeah, they're forcing Rams some pretty tough shots in that Rapid League game, and I'm sure they're going to look to do the same tonight.
Plenty to come in round 8, of course. The Sharks desperate. Will tomorrow be their day? Maybe looking at who their opponents are, that is a brave thing to say. They got the Tuatara in town at the Shark Tank, 3 o'clock tomorrow. The Airs and the Jets, the Bulls and the Saints. That'll be a doozy to open the action on your Sunday afternoon. As we take a look at the Whai starting 5, as Maya mentioned, no Vance Jackson Jr. has been released. The imports are Jaden Bazant, Cruz Pero Hunt, DeMarcus Holland, Denham Brook and Phil Carr. They are coached by Matt Lacey.
All right, coming off a really good win against the Otago Nuggets, how does that momentum help you tonight?
Yeah, look, it was a good win against the Nuggets. You know, a close one, but a good one. And for us, just, you know, a confidence boost over the last few games. So, yeah, looking to kind of, I thought that we did a good job in terms of creating shot quality, looking for a slightly higher conversion rate tonight. But, yeah, coming up a quality team.
Awesome. And Rams are on a bit of a roll right now, 5-game win streak. What are the focus points tonight?
Yeah, look, they've got, multiple weapons across the floor, and that's what makes them a tough matchup, really well coached. So for us, I think taking care of Lockie Aldrich inside is going to be, a big assignment for us. You pair that with Taylor, who does a really good job of getting the troops sorted. So trying to slow those two down is top priority.
Awesome. Thank you and good luck.
The Canterbury Rams, as mentioned, looking for their 6th straight win. Thrilling contest here at this gym 8 days ago to get the job done over the Taranaki Airs. And it is the same starting 5. Taylor Britt, fresh off another season high, 24 points. Captaining the side, MJ Walker, Walter Brown, KJ Buffin, and Lockie Albrecht. No Tucky Farronson, as you can see there in his hoodie. Can't quite see there. Ankle injury, unfortunately, in Sky Broadband Rapid League, so he won't suit up this evening. The Rams, of course, coached by Judd Flavel.
5-game winning streak for you guys. How are the feelings coming into tonight?
Just building momentum. I think having, a full roster. Max making his first game back for a long time last week, so good to have the full complement there. And I think like any team, just trying to build those layers, and so good to be home. Had another solid week of training. Had some illness come through the camp, but we're over top of that and ready to go.
Awesome. And it's a big front court duo today with Carr and Brooke. What are you expecting from that, and how are you going to combat that?
I think them as a team present a new challenge, that one that we haven't probably faced in a while. It's just the speed that they play at offensively from end to end, but also just with ball in hand. Like they're doing something with their ball pretty quick. So, we're going to have to be great with our off-court positioning and then executing great closeouts from there. So, good little challenge for us, and hopefully we can provide some challenges for them on the other end.
Awesome. Thank you and good luck.
Rambo's in the house, getting people ramped up, ready to go.
Wow, good moves.
3rd straight home game here for the Rams, and then head on the road. In fact, they take on the Whai next after tonight up in Tauranga on Thursdays. We take a look at the Cowles NBL head-to-head courtesy of our friends at the Chemist Warehouse. What stands out for you when you look at those numbers there, Maya?
I think it's just got to be the second chance points. It's been a huge thing. We've yapped on about that all season long for the Rams, just how much they generate second chance opportunities. And it was huge for them last week against the Taranaki Airs down the stretch, and I think it's going to be huge for them again tonight as well.
There's one mark against the Rams so far, and we know they're a roster built for this to be a strength, but it's been the lackluster three-point shooting. What can you pinpoint, because I know you're quite involved with the team, you head along to practices and so on and so forth. Can you pinpoint what's going wrong there? Is it just simply an execution thing rather than looks, or?
Look, I'm struggling to defend their three-point shooting at this point. Like you said, those are looks they seek out, and they practice a lot. They practice those in rhythm, and they seek those out, and that's a thing that Judd is actively encouraging, and they do execute them in trainings. I'm not sure what the flick of the switch is, and maybe it's just the fact they haven't spent a lot of time together as a full cohesion squad. I'm not exactly sure. It might just be an execution thing, because they are seeking those out, and they are practicing them every week. So it's a question I wish I could answer.
Well, let's see if that switch is flicked tonight. It was pretty cold, has to be said, in Sky Broadband Rapid League as well. But there's certainly some sharp shooters. Speaking of sharp shooters, MJ Walker, 0 points last week in that win over Taranaki. This is a guy who holds the season record from an individual scoring standpoint, 41 points against the Tuatara. Surely bounce back game. It has to be, right?
It was totally uncharacteristic, and I think it started with a little tangle with Sam Frolling at the beginning of the game, and from there I think his head was just in the wrong place. I think today he'll be a little bit better, and there was the foul trouble aspect as well for him, but I think he's bounced back. He looks in really good shape. Spoke to him yesterday, and he said he's dropping at least 30 tonight. That's what he says.
Okay, let's see. On the Whai side, we mentioned around Vance Jackson Jr., but look, DeMarcus Holland and Phil Carr, two very experienced imports into this league, both had experience around the traps in Europe and the like. Who has to be that third piece? We've seen Tatui Lewis just last week caught absolute fire off the bench. Denham Brook now into the starting side. Who can be that third piece without a third import at this stage?
I think it's going to go by way of either Jaden Bazant or Cruz Pierre Hunt. I think Jaden Bazant's a really strong shooter, and we find him playing on the ball a little bit more against the Otago Nuggets. He seemed to be running the offense a little bit, playing that point guard, coming off on-ball screens. And then similarly, Cruz Hunt seems a bit of an oversized guard, so he may have a little bit of a mismatch advantage, and he looks to hunt those out actively. It's what he's done all of his career. So if he's got a mismatch on Taylor Britt, he may look to hunt that out. So I think those two are going to be the guard pieces for them. But yeah, it's a matter of execution for the Phi tonight.
The Phi with their slick white strip, the Rams in their customary reds. And the ball presenter this evening is young Sybil, 11 years old, out of St Joseph's School in the Rangiora. And her favourite player, I think it's your favourite player, Maya, MJ Walker.
No, Taylor Britt's my favourite player.
Okay,
Always, TT to the B.
Well, very cool to see. Stars are tomorrow getting involved in and amongst. The Stars are here and now today. Lockie Ulbrich and Phil Carr. And what have we here? On early.
You don't see that every day.
Coin officials are admitting that they might be at fault there, so we'll just go again. And the Rams will open this one with Taylor Britt, fresh off matching his season high 24 points last week against the Airs. And how about a young fella too, Lockie Ulbrich, 22 and 10. As Brown fires from three. And there's that second chance straight away. Ulbrich with the offensive rebound, but then a foot out of bounds. It's going to go the way of the Phi.
Not a bad start though for the Rams. Walter Brown, typically a high-quality three-point shooter. Like I said though, can't really defend their three-point shooting much longer. But if Lockie Ulbrich's going to continue to get offensive rebounds like that, it's going to be a long night for the Phi.
There's Denham Brook and Phil Carr. Sam with it up top. Mismatch here with KJ Buffin. And now a mismatch with Carr, and he'll shoot from 18 feet, and that's clean from Phil Carr.
Phil Carr is a really big threat in that he's a big player who can shoot the ball really well and is really comfortable with shooting contested shots like that. So to hunt out that mismatch and get a shot like that over Taylor Britt, the Phi will be looking to do that multiple times over.
Oh, Walter Brown, a circus pass over the head to create another opportunity, but credit to the Phi. Stuck with it there. And the Rams remain cold early. There's Brook, a little off to the right there. And Carr, Holland, excuse me, to Carr. And there's the Rams getting a dose of their own medicine. Work off on the offensive rebounds. There's Carr now. Oh, great contest, wall up. Lockie Ulbrich gets a piece of it too.
A perfect execution of defense there from Lockie Ulbrich. Just walled up and subsequently got the tip. Going to force Philip Carr into those kind of shots all night.
And a foul there on DeMarcus Holland as he looked to close out on the corner three from Walker Jr. Every possession, every offensive possession so far, the Rams gone straight to that three ball, so not hesitant, and here's another. And that's well long, but again tidied up by Ulbrich. He now gets to work down low. He leaves that a little short, uncharacteristic. Pinballs around, ends up in the hands of DeMarcus Holland.
And this is just the way the Rapid League guys started as well. A really low lack of execution. The Rams will want to iron that out as soon as they can.
Nice pass there from Brook down low to Pierre Hunt, kicks it back out. There is Holland. And a foul down low. That'll go on Buffin. DeMarcus Holland, 20 points, 6 boards in that 1-point win over the Nuggets. Averaging a tick over 12 points, but certainly going to start shouldering more of an offensive load, you feel. Away to the right, tied it up by Walter Brown. He starts to push the pace. He'll go coast to coast, will he? Phil Carr has other ideas. Swats it out.
2.5 minutes of really good defense for the Phi, holding Rams scoreless, and That could have been an easy 2 for the Rams. Walter Brown likes to feast in transition.
Buffin, corner 3 in front of the Rams bench, and finally a 3 drops for the home team.
Yeah, they'll be feeling like it's about time, and KJ Buffin has really strengthened his corner 3-point shooting, so they'll be very, very happy with that look, and probably looking to seek it out a little bit more too.
There's that burst of pace from Bazant, gets right around Brown into the cup.
And you asked about that extra spark plug. I think it's going to be by way of Jaden Bazant tonight, finding a little bit more momentum and finding himself playing on the ball a little bit more, and he's really good at creating his own shot off the ball.
There's Albrook now, down low, double team. We're starting to see this a bit more as Britt finds himself open again in that corner in front of the Rams bench. They want to keep going back there, back-to-back trays.
I think I might have jinxed them, saying they aren't a good 3-point shooting team this season.
Well, it's just facts. You're just spitting facts,
Yeah,
right?
I'm just going off what the statistics are telling me.
29% from 3. And now a foot out of bounds by Carr. I really like to see Jaden Bazant get going offensively here tonight. Have seen it in different uniforms, 1 or 2 Jets back in the day.
Back in the day.
Some flashes with the Franklin Bulls as well, but perhaps looking to facilitate in this fire team. Averaging just a tick under 10 points a game as Brown now fires away, and here we go. We talked about it. Was tonight going to be the night that the switch was going to be flicked, and that's 3 threes. All their points coming from deep, and how about that silky touch there from Holland?
I've defended them all season, and just when I stop defending them is when they start to hit threes. Maybe I was the issue.
Albrook can't finish down low. And fine. Pushing that pace, trying not to allow the Rams to settle in their defensive rhythm. And this last touch by Buffin. The Rams missed their first 3 attempts, made their last 3 to lead by 3. And 3 different players with 3s too. As Bazant just looking for an answer here, or an option. And he gets it into Brook, and here he goes. Jaden Bazant, oh, smooth.
Might be the nicest jump shot in the whole of NZNBL, and he doesn't need much space to fire away. If he can get going, it's going to be really dangerous for the Rams.
Oh, great ball movement. Albrook back to Buffin now. Walker, he gets himself on an easy 2 in his first bucket in, well, a game and half a quarter.
Yeah, they're sending a double team at Lockie Albrook, which subsequently means they're 1 man down in their rotation. So Rams really exposing that with some really nice ball movement.
Oh, nice find there by Holland, but Brook can't put it up and in. Almost gets it back for the 5. Brook now glides through the air. Can't get the finish, but gets the whistle and a foul. And with it, a trip to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. And as Max Darling checks in for the Rams, fresh off a really impressive outing on return from concussion. 18 points, 9 rebounds on 7 of 16 shooting. And Jaden Boucher into the contest too for the Fly.
Yeah, great to have Max Darling back. Thought he provided a great spark off the bench last week and a really good defensive presence as well. And speaking of defensive presence, Jaden Boucher was awesome defensively for the Fly in the Rapid League, doing all the right things, bringing the defensive intensity, and I'm sure he'll not fall short of that kind of intensity again in the Cowles NBL game too.
Taylor Britt makes them both up to 5 points and just continues a real strong season offensively for the Rams Centurion is Pera Hunt from the top. Back of the iron. Walter Brown hauls it in.
Not a bad look for the Fire though. Rams looking to switch everything and left wide open at the top, and Cruz is a really good 3-point shooter, so.
Timeout called after that MJ Walker jumper from 12 feet. 15-9 the Rams lead. 4:13 to go in the first. It's just that offensive rhythm for the Fire that they're still seeking. Defensively, both these teams conceding an identical points per game, just a shade under 84 points, but it's in terms of points scored, just 74.8 a game for the Fire, which is just not going to cut it.
Yeah, it's been really tough for them to produce a consistent offensive production, and I think, like we talked about, the release of Vance Jackson Jr. has really hurt them. He was their leading scorer, averaging 17 points a game, and DeMarcus Holland has been admittedly quite slow on the offensive end. He did score 20 points against Otago Nuggets, and maybe that was the game that he really needed, but averaging, like you said, only a tick over 12 points a game. It's been really hard for them to find a consistent rhythm offensively, and, you know, a lack of a deep roster has really hurt them, and the Rams have a very deep roster on the opposite end of that, so...
It's cast of thousands down there to our left, I tell you.
Goodness, it just goes for days and days and days.
More assistant coaches than players, and strength and conditioning and what have you.
They're well looked after, that's for sure.
There is Bazant now. The Fire down by 6. Bazant leading Fire scoring so far with 5 points. And he puts his head down. And how about that? Jaden Bazant. Strong finish. Using the backboard. Great effect. And a 3-point opportunity here.
Silky smooth as per usual. And he's really good at creating his own shot off the dribble. He doesn't need a lot of space, and he's really good at going downhill. Obviously, a high-quality shooter, so the closeout on him is going to be really tight. It means he can go downhill, attack the closeout. And I think he's going to be huge for them tonight, Nick.
Well, season high is 14 points. He's already over halfway with a shade under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. So it might be Jaden Bazant's night here at Cowles Stadium. Certainly recall him having a massive performance here a few seasons ago for the Manawatu Jets. As we're still in a foul down low on the Fire.
It's been interesting for Jaden Bazant. Was really good with the Jets in his first year with the Bulls, and really dropped his production last year. Only averaging 6 points and 2 assists a game. So it's awesome to see him finding his feet again in the South NBL.
And the whistle has come very late on the shot clock there, which will really frustrate Fire coach Matt Lacey. I mean, 23.9 seconds into the shot clock. It will be interesting, Maya. All 11 teams were sent an email by the league during the week in terms of behaviour around behaviour towards referees, from benches to players to coaches, and we're seeing it a little bit early. The Rams getting frustration. They're walking that fine line. Taylor Britt is in Regan Ashley's face here. Judd Flavel posturing. They need to be mindful, because they have been warned.
They have been
warned.
All
teams have been warned.
I wonder if they did actually read the email. You'd hope so.
Went into spam. Here come the Fire. Thompson, a lovely pass. Just slings it to Jaden Boucher, who adds 2 and cuts the Rams lead to 1.
Yeah, the Fire, like we said, haven't found necessarily an offensive rhythm, but have done a lot of dirty work and just finding quality shots every now and then. And oh, look at that.
Well, that won't count. 1 for the fans. Came off the shot clock. MJ Walker Jr. Grimace there after a loose handle. Perhaps one where you want to blame the injury for the turnover, but he's taking a seat.
They're doing a good job of mopping up that spot where he did slip. May have been some sweat on the floor or something he'd like to claim.
So Fire possession, down 1. Strong start from them, taking the momentum in from the Rapid League contest that they won by 3. Likes it Jet Thompson with it now is involved in that one, as was Jaden Boucher, who's hustling and creates a second opportunity. And Rams coach Judd Flavel wants a timeout after this possession. Pero Hunt gets it to Thompson late on the clock again. And they create out of nothing. Jet Thompson. And there is that timeout called. The Phi leading by 1.
Yeah, huge swing of momentum here early. After a hot shooting start for the Rams, they haven't been able to produce any more of that, and the Phi have just really grinded it out. Like I said, I don't think they've really found a lot of offensive rhythm perhaps, but just grinded out a few tough buckets, and by way of Jet Thompson as well, the injection of him has been awesome.
Yeah, shooting at a 50% clip, the Phi 7 of 14 from the field. Just the 1-3 as well, so getting a lot of work done in the paint. 10 of their 16 points coming in the paint, which won't make Judd Flavel all that happy given how effective they usually are in the interior with the likes of Lockie Albrook.
And I typically say they are all round probably a little bit bigger, and they pride themselves on that. Well, I mean, we saw the first position from Lockie Albrook with the awesome wall up and the block on Phil Carr. They'll be seeking out a little bit more of that. And yeah, possibly just a bit of a lackluster start for the Rams, maybe a little bit confident coming into today. Always hurts you a little bit.
And it's the word that every professional sports team hates, is complacency. Stooping to a level, playing to a level. Just got to play the game. It's the same game of basketball, same rules.
You're right, you're right.
And it's been a little bit slow out of the gate for the Rams. Credit to the Phi.
Yeah, massive chip on their shoulder and a lot of momentum, like we said, coming off a really big Otago Nuggets upset, and maybe gelling a little bit more with the release of Vance Jackson Jr., who knows?
Full court pressure here from the Phi. Taylor Britt escapes. Isaac into the ball game as well. Finds Brown, baseline drive, strong finish. Walter Brown.
Walter Brown, really great wing penetrator, and that was really nice ball movement to get Phi a little bit out of rotation, and a nice bucket for the Rams to claw back and calm the momentum a little bit.
Phil Carr now offloads to Holland. Back iron. Worked there initially by Carr to get a hand to it, but it lands in the lap of Taylor Britt. There's Lockie Albrook yet to score in this contest and gives it up there.
A rare turnover for Lockie Albrook. He's pretty efficient usually out of that space, especially when he's getting double teamed, but we saw the Otago Nuggets throw a double team at him just a few weeks ago, and he did struggle against that.
Oh, this is beautiful basketball. Just needed the finish. How many touches? That was slick from the Phi. Just lacked the finish.
Deserved to go in, didn't it, Nick?
Exactly how basketball should have been played there. The ball movement. And stay with the Rams at the other end as Lockie Albrook checks out. Oh, look at this once more. Precision in the passing.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh.
Phil Carr might owe some coffees, I'll tell you what. Oh, good hand there by Brook, but he's going to get called for a foul as he tried to the offhand through. And we'll stay with the Rams, who lead by 1 with 1:20 to go in the first.
I think Dennerbrook was a great pickup for the Phi. Surprised he wasn't picked up earlier by any Cowles NBL team, but holds a great defensive presence and brings a lot of experience to this Phi team.
Yeah, plenty of NBL experience with the Hawks last year, the Bulls a couple of seasons the year before. As Britt fires away, far away as Brook tidies. Oh, lovely find, Brook. And how about that pass, Holland? Corner three just can't fall for the Phi, doing everything else right offensively as Britt pushes the pace to Brown. Lovely little shimmy. And Walter Brown's up to 7 points on the night.
Yeah, he's had a pretty slow offensive production. He's the kind of guy that does all the right things, a really good role player, but it's awesome to see him kind of having a good night offensively, and he's getting to some pretty favourable shots, that wing penetration, and then going fast and trans really are his looks. So Could be his night tonight.
Jaden Boucher tries to silence the crowd with the three, can't get it to go. Here is Britt again, just not letting the fire settle defensively. Kicks it to Darling. Oh, halfway down. Brooke with the rebound.
Interestingly, Judd Flavel had his hand in the air for one last possession. Max Darling maybe didn't quite see the clock on that one.
Shot clock's off. Bazan, love this moment. Step back three. High arcing, banks open. How about it? And he goes, yes, boy. How good. Jaden Bazan, 11 points in the first quarter. 3 away from matching his season best. And we have a tied ball game after 10 minutes here at Cowles. Welcome back to Cowles Stadium, Sal's NBL Round 8 action, where scores are level between the Canterbury Rams and the Phi, 19 each. Nick Yulee here with Maya Williamson, and tell you what, the Phi, Jaden Bazan, 4 of 5 shooting, 11 points, but it's their efficiency when they get down that offensive end, just the one turnover, really slick stuff.
Yeah, really slick stuff indeed. They've hunted out some really high-quality shots, especially by way of Jaden Bazan and Philip Carr as well, and looked after the ball really, really well, and shot it at a pretty high clip too.
And the Rams are doing well from a rebounding standpoint, as they normally do, out-rebounding the Phi 12-8, but it's not making the most of some of those second-chance opportunities. As Bazan again, lovely high-arcing three, but just left that a little short. Just his second miss of the ball game.
If you're the Rams, though, you just can't allow him any space. You don't know what he can do with space, and he's found himself a little bit of momentum already. It's a costly turnover. KJ Buffin, yeah, Judd doesn't look too happy.
5th turnover for the Rams, conversely. It's the one for the Phi, and Bazan, yeah, he's just, like most sports people, just that high confidence play. You can just sort of feel, you know, that this could be his night. 11 points early, and the Rams will be mindful of that. And they send some different looks at him here. Walter Brown will make his night tough, I'm sure.
Yeah, Walter probably a good choice, just given his length. And KJ not a bad choice too.
And you hit the switch. Bazan, strong drive, just couldn't finish. And it'll be Rams ball as Phil Carr checks back in for Jaden Boucher. And Tama Isaac back from a jaw injury. And Sal's NBL getting some minutes here as backup point guard while Taylor Britt takes a seat. And how about that? Tama Isaac.
Maybe that's just what the Rams needed. Tama Isaac plays with such maturity, only 17 years old, but deals with the physicality and the decision-making of the Sal's NBL like he's doing it for years.
Take a second look on the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay, and Caught Phil Carr in no man's land there.
Typically, Philip Carr plays a really hard show off an on-ball screen as well, so surprising coverage to see him in a drops, and Tama's going to eat that up all day.
There's Phil Carr with it now. To Tui Lewis into the ball game. Pierre Hunt with 3. And wayward. Pierre Hunt yet to score in this ball game. Tama Isaac now from the corner. Not far away. Rams lead by 2. He can be that other spark plug for the Phi. Bazan's got going early and didn't quite get the feet going there. And a turnover on the Phi, just their second. Matt Lacey not happy with the call either. And the Phi coach.
He had a good chat to him before the game and said he's really, really enjoying his time, and it's cool to be, not enjoying his time so much right now, but cool to be part of a, you know, a newly established team and making some history with the boys.
Absolutely. Great opportunities for players and coaches with the addition of an 11th team in this league is Tonge. Aiden Tonge doing Aiden Tonge things.
Always clean up crew into a left-hand layup at all times.
Well, how about that pass from Holland to Brooke, who then finds Tui Lewis, who has himself a flamethrower. We saw it not too long ago, 5 or 6 from 3 against the Otago Nuggets. He's another threat that the Rams need to be mindful of.
100%, he can be put on a heater, and he has a lot of confidence and doesn't need a lot of time and space to pull the trigger, and Ram's going to be careful of that.
And I think an acknowledgement of that is MJ Walker Jr., Taylor Britt and Lockie Albrook up off the bench straight away. Nice finish there by Denham Brook. Another lead change, 24-23 in favour of the visitors.
And lack of discipline from KJ Buffin to bite on the shot fake and get up in the air.
Walter Brown now away to the right. Not happy. And he'll take a seat. So Britt Albrook, Walker Jr. in. Walter Brown, Tama Isaac, and Kaya Isaac make way. And I tell you what, we had our mix and pick poll early where it was all about margins of victory for the Rams. They're not even in the lead at the moment. Credit to the Phi. Here's Bazant once more from the elbow. High arc. Hasn't quite been able to produce as he did in the first. Strong rebound there by the Phi, and they'll get another bite at it here.
Huge part of Philip Carr's identity as a basketball player is his ability to crash those boards. He's long and he's strong and creates heaps of second chance opportunities for the Phi with his offensive rebounds.
Here come the Rams now, 3-on-1. And Albrook ends up with it. Can't finish, but it's the whistle and a foul, and he'll earn himself a trip to the Chemist Warehouse stripe for an opportunity for his first points of the ball game. Lockie Albrook, a player who averages double-double, 20 and 10 effectively, 22 and 10 last week against the Airs.
And some pretty big-time buckets to win the game.
Yeah. He put the ball in the young man's hands and he delivered. Oh, the rain's cold for Albrook. And he makes the second and gets underway for the evening. The South Australian. Tied ball game again. Had a bit of this last week. And the biggest lead of the ball game that Rams is was 6. Such an enthralling contest as Tui Lewis can't get that one to go. Here come the Rams once more.
Still dream about that Rams Airs game. One of the best feelings of my life, I think, Nick.
Walker Jr. now hits another 3. He's up to 7 points. A couple of threes, averages 4 threes a game, league leading, along with Isaiah Liafa of the Wellington Saints. This Carr now, a lovely move and gets high. This is Phil Carr. And a timeout called by the Rams.
If you think about the identity of this Rams team, on paper, a lot more talent and depth than the FI squad, but the FI really are sticking around, and Judd Flavel, you can just see visibly frustrated, probably a lack of defensive discipline and effort, and not executing on the things that they were talking about pre-game.
Yeah, just Albrook there biting on what would have been a low percentage shot from Phil Carr, shooting a 3. And the veteran import catching the young Aussie import out there in an easy drive to the rim. Great crowd in again here at Cowles Stadium. Love the basketball here in Christchurch. 3 home games on the bounce.
Heaps of noise.
Gotta say, need to turn the fader down in the truck. It was getting a bit screechy. What do you feel like the message will be from Coach Flavel to our left?
I think you can see the frustration on his face. It's picking up that defensive discipline a little bit. Saw Lockie Albrook bite on the shot fake, and then a few positions before that, KJ Buffin did as well. Not really executing on the things I think they spoke about. And like I said, there are things that you are going to live with and sacrifice. If Philip Carr has the confidence to shoot a contested 3, then you're going to live with that. And it's just about finding the balance of those things that you live with giving up, and the things that you absolutely cannot give up. And an open dunk, I don't think that's one of those things they're going to seek out to give up.
Entertaining contests. This one, the NZNBL round 8. Third-placed Rams up against the 9th-placed FI. Strong drive there. MJ Walker Jr. He seems to have found rediscovered his groove, up to 9 points after that bagel last week.
Maybe he wasn't wrong about that 30 piece. He's feeling confident.
Bazant now. Oh,
wow.
Oh, move to the left. James Harden-esque, if you will, and drains it. Gorgeous.
I am a fan of Jaden Bazant. Such a smooth player. So good at creating a shot off the dribble.
He's never seen a shot he doesn't like. Jaden Bazant is KJ Buffin. A strong drive and earns a whistle and a foul. Trip to the Chemist Warehouse strike. Bazant up to 13 points now, midway through the second quarter. 14 points, season high. He's averaging a shade under 10 points for the season. So is this the moment, finally the offensive explosion? He's got the green light, clearly.
Yeah, begs the question what the conversation was around the departure of Vance Jackson Jr. And I wonder if there was any consideration of the trade window, perhaps, and maybe just a shifting of some roles for those other guys, including Cruz Pero Hunt and Jaden Bazant, and possibly DeMarcus Holland as well.
Buffin makes a 3-point ball game, this one. Followed the script so far for the Rams. Is Pero Hunt now? Can he get in on the act? No, he can't. But Carr creates a second opportunity, and that's last touched by MJ Walker Jr. He'll stay with the visitors. Fresh 14 seconds on the shot clock. Outside of Bazant, though, Maya, just looking up at the scores bench. The next highest scorer, Phil Carr, with 4 points.
Yeah, it's been a pretty slow night otherwise. Everyone sporting only 2 points.
It wasn't far away from Bazant. How about Phil Carr getting it done in different ways, including on this offensive glass? Is Bazant now forced into a tough look from Albrook, who now pushes the pace. Tries to get over to the left. Good work there initially by Carr, but Albrook afforded a second opportunity and adds it to.
Yeah, much better execution. Started with the defensive end just being disciplined, and then able to execute in transition there and catch fire out on a weakness.
Brown again. Another offensive rebound. Buffin Puts it up and in. And Jaden Bazant is the last thing the Phi need. He's gone over on an ankle. It's just a little ginger. A timeout has been called. Hopefully he's A-OK. That was quite the burst there for the Rams to now push ahead by 7.
I think that's just what they needed after that timeout. Judd obviously blew some smoke at them and told them that just wasn't good enough, simply. Obviously adjusted some things, but their defensive discipline has been the main thing, and from that, the offense has been sparked, able to get out in transition, and Loki Ulbricht's found his feet a little bit more, and then those offensive rebounds have been huge, and actually able to execute off them, just a game changer.
Hoop Heads every Wednesday night at 6. Brooke Rusker and the crew. Talking all things basketball, both here domestically in the NZNBL and overseas, as well as the NBA closes in on a crescendo.
The Celtics are getting the chip this season.
Oh, you've read the script? Oh, okay.
Yep, no,
yeah,
yeah,
right.
I wrote it myself, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I promised on air today that I'm going to get a Celtics tattoo if they win.
Sure.
Shaking your head at me.
Nuggets Timberwolves heading to 7. That has been a fantastic series, albeit bizarre with the blowouts. Not a huge blowout today in favour of the Timberwolves. Don't think we're going to get a blowout here. A few people might have thought we were. There's Holland now. Oh, that's a silky finish. Need more of that from DeMarcus Holland to the Phi.
Yeah, bigger offensive role for him now, I think, with the loss of an input. I think he's had to shoulder a little bit more of an offensive load, considering he was averaging close to 12 points. Had 20 against the Nuggets. He's going to need a little bit more production tonight.
It's just his 4th shot of the night is Brown. Walter Brown, that is, called for the charge. He's claiming he was pulled down in the act of the drive. Take a second look here. It's our man Jaden Boucher again,
Yep.
just with those little intangibles.
Defensive menace. Sporting some nice kicks as well.
Kira Hunt with it now. There's the fight. Down 5. Jaden Bazant has taken a seat. So who is going to take the offensive responsibility here? Imports on the floor for the Phi, and a moving screen on Phil Carr. And frustration there for Coach Lacey.
That hurts for the Phi, obviously. Getting to a little bit more of a deficit and losing a bit of momentum. They want to be executing offensively rather than turning the ball over. Now giving the Rams a chance to extend the lead a little bit again.
Oh, tough finish. It's a man's finish there by young Lockie Ulbricht. And he'll head to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Try and complete the 3-point play.
Gives a cheeky, subtle little flex after he makes it as well. Knows what it's about. He's come into his identity a little bit more at attacking downhill from the 3-point land. Didn't see a lot of that in his role at Illawarra, but he's stepped into it a little bit more now and able to catch some bigs on the back foot. 6
points now for Ulbricht, all in this second quarter. To go along with 5 rebounds. Here is Holland. It's over to his left. Fires a pass back to Boucher. As Pierre Hunt tries to thread the needle. And the pass wasn't there. It's going to stay with the Phi though, and then you go back to their prolific scorer tonight. Jaden Bazant checks back in. Bazant twinkle toes. Oh, and then a complete miscommunication. One player went to cut, the other thought he was going to stay. So those turnovers we mentioned in the first quarter was just the one for the Phi. They're starting to rack up a touch here for the visitors. 4 turnovers in the second quarter.
The Rams defense starting to speed them up a little bit, and then just a little bit of desperation on their behalf, I think, as well, as they aren't able to really answer any of the Rams' buckets in these last few minutes, and haven't really found something that they like going to, and haven't found much rhythm these last few minutes.
Back to that slick passing the Phi that we saw a little bit in the first quarter, as Carr now can't connect in the corner 3. And it feels like the Phi have sat on 30 points for quite some time in the second quarter. And that has in some ways been the story of their inaugural season today. But hustle defensively. There's Pierre Hunt now. Needs someone with him. Carr's with him. How did that not go in? He can't believe it. And now Brown wide open. Oh, this would be a dagger. Can't make it count, but the Rams hold on to it. And last touch by the Phi. What about that from Phil Carr? Don't see that every day either.
Oh, that's absolutely gutting. You can just see he was so surprised that it missed, and that would have been a really timely bucket for the Phi, and now they find themselves on the back foot, having to execute defensively once again.
Walker Jr. now, late in the shot clock, but fashions a nice finish. MJ Walker Jr. up into double digits, 11 points.
Just testament to the fact that it was a really uncharacteristic performance from him with the donut last week against the Ears. Saw him with a season high 41, and outside of that, probably averaging about 20 points, and he's really come back strong today.
Less than a minute remaining in this first half. As the Rams have gone on a bit of a run here late in the second, their largest lead of the ball game. Jaden Bazant keeping the Phi in it, up to 13 points, 15 points.
Yeah, it really seems to be their only hope at the moment. I don't think you can rely on just one guy to get the job done when the Rams are doing so much more than that, with much more of an even spread.
There he is again with it, Bazant. Now Phil Carr. And the pass just behind Jaden Boucher. 6 turnovers now for the Phi. Pretty much identical situation here between game and shot clock. The Rams will just use all 24 seconds and they build upon their 8-point lead. Taylor Britt with the left, the drive, and the foul. With 2.6 seconds remaining.
That's a really great last shot clock position for the Rams. Had that ghost screen from MJ Walker, opened up the lane for Taylor Britt, and he did a really good job at getting up in the air and absorbing the contact and pretty much forcing the Phi to foul and put him at the line.
They'll make the first. Britt, Rams 75% from the free throw stripe this evening. Makes the second. And a little bit of time remaining here for the fight. They'll get Tatui Lewis back in as a offensive option. Jaden Boucher checks out. Thinking they usually play a timeout here, and they will. Yeah, at least able to advance the ball.
Look at you, Nick. Could put you out there, eh?
Not my first rodeo. Jaden Bazant will inbound 15 points, a new season high. Even at half-time. They're going to need something from someone else. Who will it be? Pierre Hunt needs to go. Pulls up. Well short. The contest there by Max Darling. And that'll do it for the opening half. The Rams Well, it was all square at 19 apiece at the end of the first quarter. And the Rams have gone on a run here in the second to lead 41-32 at halftime. MJ Walker, much better night from him. 0 points against the Airs last week. He's on 11 points in the opening half. 5 or 6 shooting from the field, including a 3. Stats, of course, courtesy of our stats partner, the Chemist Warehouse. And MJ Walker Jr., in fact, is standing by right now with Maya.
It's a little bit of a slow start for you guys, but what was the flip of the switch? What did you guys change to get that lead?
We was going through the motions. I think Coach called us out in the huddle. Then we got on the court, we called ourselves out, bring the intensity up, and challenge ourselves. You know what I mean? We're on a win streak right now, but we're still trying to get better. So that's kind of what happened.
Awesome. And what are the focus points now going into the second half to extend the lead a little bit more?
Defense, communicating on the defensive end, pushing the transition and limiting our turnovers.
Awesome. Good luck for the second half. Thank you.
There you have it from MJ Walker Jr. We'll stay, though, with Maya. We'll send it back to her. She's got Jaden Bazan.
Really great start for you, a really hot start for you. What were the thoughts coming into today? Did you know you're going to take on a little bit more of an offensive load?
No, not really. I just continue to play my game. Luckily, a few of my shots have fallen. A bit of a Hail Mary at the end of the quarter there, so I'm just having a good night so far.
Cool, and as a collective, what are your focuses going into the second half? You're down 10 now. What do you guys need to do as a group to crawl the lead back a little bit?
Offensively, keep being aggressive, get in the paint. I think we're doing well at getting the paint and finding our shooters, and we need to just string some stops together, so get some grit on defense and work harder down on this side.
Awesome. Good luck for the second half. Thank you.
Thoughts there of MJ Walker Jr. and Jaden Bazan, who have been the focal points offensively for their respective teams. It's halftime here at Cowles as the kids have taken over the gym. I'm going to jump jam by the looks. We'll take a short break here on Sky Sports. See you on the other side. Welcome back to Cowles Stadium in Christchurch. The Canterbury Rams, 9 points to the good at halftime over the Whai. Nick Yuli here with Maya Williamson alongside. Well, it's all go still on the court. There's never a moment. Take your eyes away here at Cowles Stadium as we now take a look into the Rams changing rooms. And well, after that 19-all first quarter, a bit more of what Judd Flavel would have been happy with. It was interesting hearing in your interview there at halftime from MJ Walker Jr. He said he sounded off and they had a reaction.
Yeah, Judd Flavel is not afraid to blow these boys up when they need it. They were a little bit lackluster last night at training as well, and he had some choice words for the boys to encourage them, and it's good. They needed to hear it, and it was a little bit of a spark plug, and they pulled away a little bit and found a little bit of momentum for them.
That man there, MJ Walker Jr., much better night for him. 5 or 6 shooting, finding his way up to 11 points for the ball game. For the Whai, though, Jaden Bazant mentioned it there too in your interview. He was pretty happy with what was happening at one end. It was more the defensive end, which is in some ways has actually been their strength this season. They want more stops.
Yeah, I think he's right. After that spark plug from Judd in that timeout, Rams found the momentum a little bit more and found the shots that they were seeking out, and you can see it's that bench and that depth that we allude to quite often for the Rams, and the fire of Lockie Ulbrich starting as well, scored all of the 6 points in that quarter, and the Whai unable to match that depth. I think if Lockie Ulbrich can get hot, it's going to be really dangerous for them, and it's looking to be that way.
Stats courtesy of our stats partner, the Chemist Warehouse. Taylor Britt with 5 assists, already up to sort of season average there within the half. Well, on the Whai side, we mentioned it during the call, but Adam Bazant taking on, shouldering a lot of the offensive responsibility with 15 points, and the next best is Phil Carr with 4 and DeMarcus Holland with 4. And when you come into this league and you go out looking for imports, you're going to want more than just 4 points each and a half.
Yeah, I think it would have been really tough for the Whai in their recruiting period, considering they are a new team and there's not a lot of pull going into that, and then losing Vance Jackson Jr. is really a sore spot for them, I think, and especially from the likes of Philip Carr, who has been really good. He's second in scoring for the Whai. Just a really slow night for him, courtesy of Lockie Ulbrich being a strong defensive presence. They're going to really need to up their game a little bit more, otherwise Rams are going to put their foot down and I think extend this lead a little bit more.
We'll find out in the second half as the Rams push for their 6th straight win. Plenty more to come here on Sky Sport. Welcome back to Cowles Stadium, NZNBL round 8. Rams Whai, Bewley, Meyer, Williamson alongside. Take a wee look at our mix and pick poll. A few people, unsurprisingly, Meyer, thinking it will be within that initial margin. I think the third quarter is going to be have a huge say in how this ball game goes. Obviously, I feel like the Rams can push out to 15, 16 point lead. It's a long way back for the Whai.
Yeah, there's a lot going in the favour of the Rams at the moment, notably the stretch of their performance. Such a deep bench in comparison to the Whai, and they have a lot of momentum going forward. It's going to take some kind of energy from another Whai guy outside of Jaden Bazant for these guys to work back into this game.
Britt. A ball movement on this first action in the second half, and KJ Buffin, with an easy 2.
Not really the start the Whai probably looking for, and high quality shot from KJ. Tough finish as well, absorbing that contact and finishing through Denham-Brook.
Phil Carr just can't get the roll there. 2-7 for the night. The American is MJ Walker Jr. now smooth with it from deep. And all of a sudden, 14-point lead for the Canterbury Rams.
And this is probably the performance I expected from the Rams, and the margin I was kind of expecting.
Big collision there between Holland and Walker Jr. Seen the last of it there in the GJ Gardner Holmes replay, but certainly the positions on the ladder, we felt going into this one that it should be one for the Rams to chalk up another win in that column, but you just never know. And credit to the Whai, particularly in that first quarter. Certainly not over that, but they need to get some stops. As Jaden Bazant pulls up. How about that? Jaden Bazant continues to cook.
And he has single-handedly kept these guys in the game. Don't know what the Whai would be doing without him. He has come out rated E for exciting tonight, Nick.
Now MJ Walker Jr. with the strong drive on the baseline. Absorbs the contact, finishes an and one opportunity. And up to 16 points now for the Rams import.
Shows a level of professionalism for MJ to bounce back after a really lackluster performance last week with 0 points, and absolutely cooking tonight. Nobody from the Whai can stop him, it seems.
Completes the three-point play. And the Rams restore their 14-point buffer. Here is Carr with aggression and authority. That's more like it for Phil Carr.
Really good job. They've been running a lot of the same offense and the same actions, becoming a little bit more predictable. So nice job taking that read and having a little bit of a wrinkle, but it doesn't mean much when they can't get a stop on the other end.
2 strong finishes early in the third here from KJ Buffin. He's into double digits with 11. Brooke, Piero Hunt, and that was a smart finish there from Cruz Piero Hunt. That might be his first bucket of the ball game.
Really quiet night, pretty unexpected.
Unexpected. How about that? Walter Brown still doesn't quite deliver a smile across the dial, but he'll secretly be happy with that as we take a second look, showing his prowess and athleticism at the rim, and it forces a timeout from the Whai. The Rams have got the jump on them in this third quarter. There's a 9-point lead at halftime. 14 now. You can download the Wicked Waitomo app to unlock even more fuel savings off Waitomo's everyday low pump price. courtesy of our friends at Waitomo, proudly fueling Kiwis with fairer fuel prices since 1947, as the crowd's being fueled with some free goodness.
It's crazy in here.
Well, they've got a team to get well and truly in behind again. Of course, breaking that championship drought last year. We now round 8, very much at the midpoint of the season, and when they've been at full strength, yet to be bettered. They're going to be a problem again, you feel, the latter end of the season.
Yeah, they're really coming into their identity as a cohesive group, and it's awesome to see different players contributing when they're needed. MJ Walker not contributing last week, but being a huge beneficial factor for the Rams this week. So awesome to see that cohesiveness and the depth.
That's what the Fire searching for. That cohesion, that collective presence, as Jet Thompson can't get that to go. Phil Carr, though, creates a second opportunity. Here's Piero Hunt. Oh, stuffed by Albrook, but great work by Piero Hunt to stay with it. Then Albrook, bodies hitting the ground. Like tempered bowling out there.
And DeMarcus Holland can't believe it. I think he was opting for a foul call there, but I think that's just an honest tumble.
And then what an issue at the other end of the floor is MJ Walker Jr. I don't know if he's just slipped on a... I don't know if our camera's caught that. No. He's back up on his feet now. Doesn't look all that happy.
Towel boys not doing their jobs, maybe.
He did have a slight leg issue after a turnover in that first half. I wonder if it's just a lingering issue, but yeah, completely missed that, and all of a sudden looked down the other end of the floor, and there's a player down on the ground there as well after there was about 3 or 4 at this end. So
you're never sure where to look at the Cowles cauldron.
And a whistle off the ball again. This one's going to go the way of the fight. Walter Brown with an illegal moving screen. And again, a lot of discussion between players and officials. Obviously treading relatively carefully after the push from the league to be a bit more mindful of that behaviour. Expecting to see at least one tick tonight. We'll wait and see.
Seems to be the way of these games. A lot of emotion from a lot of players.
7 on the shot clock here for Britt. Gets to his left, can't finish, but Albrook flying through. Blocked from behind by Carr. And stay with the Rams.
Really quiet night by the standards of Taylor Britt.
Yeah, well, just the 2 attempts from the field. 6 points, most of which coming from the Chemist Warehouse strike. Late in the clock here, Albrook just caught in 2 minds and then a get out of jail foul. Rubbed his hands together there like just couldn't get the grip on the ball.
Philip Carr not really happy with that foul call. And like you said, bit of a get out of jail free card. Wasn't a lot of offensive generation in that position for the Rams. I thought Fire did a really good job defensively. And Jaden Bazant alluded to at halftime, they need some stops, and they need them now.
It's the 3rd on Phil Carr, who stays in the ball game. Albrook makes them both. And he's up to 8 points. Again, so many heads to the snake for the Rams. There's DeMarcus Holland now. That was a nice move on Brown, but can't finish. And Albrook pulls in another rebound.
Really lackluster start to the half for the Fire. Pretty nightmarish for them.
Oh, MJ Walker Jr. Well, he's taken it personally after last week. We'll take a second look there, just shrugs the contact off from Jet Thompson and finishes with authority.
Probably recognises a little bit of a mismatch. Jet Thompson only 21 years old, lack of experience and lack of body weight and strength against MJ Walker, and he's just eating up in that mismatch, and rightfully so.
And another offensive rebound, Buffin and Walker Jr. Oh, that's wild. And then Brown tips it back, ends up with Bazant. Lovely footwork there. Euro and Jaden Bazant. He's up to 20 points for the night.
He's really been their saving grace tonight. 20 points for him, and the next up is Philip Carr at 6, and DeMarcus Hollins still at 4. You can't win a game purely off a Jaden Bazant production.
Oh, just mentioning a little quiet there from Taylor Britt. That was his third attempt to the ball game. Another silky move. The Rams up to an 18-point lead as Carr pulls up from the free throw stripe, and the head just goes back there. One of those nights, unfortunately, for the Fire import.
And that pull-up is not a bad shot. No, he can shoot that and he can hit that. Just nothing going in today for Philip Carr.
Foul there on Albrook, contesting that rebound. Just his first foul of the ball game.
Been a nice switch up from last week. There was quite a few foul calls in that one.
49, I think it might have been.
Yeah, something like that. The game took some time. Went to bed a bit late that night, didn't we, Nick?
Yeah, Rams not in foul trouble at all. Buffin and Brown with a pair, but just a couple of 3 other players with 1. Fire conversely, Carr and Denham Brook with 3. Late in the shot clock here to Tui Lewis. Oh, a little fake and make.
Great injection off the bench for the Fire. Someone had to bring the energy, and it's been pretty lackluster otherwise. And why not go to your young guys who've got nothing to fear and something to prove?
And the young guys with no fear. Walter Brown and then Max Darling. Yet another second chance opportunity converted for Canterbury. And now the steal from Britt. And it's starting to become all too easy for the Rams. Just as I say that, Walker Jr. leaves the floater short. They lead by 18. And the Fire get a bucket. Carr can't convert, then the push on Pero Hunt. He's claiming Walker Jr.'s sold the call. It's not how the coin officials have seen it.
You feel for the Fire a little bit, clearly doing all they can. I think it, like Jaden Bazant said, starts at the defensive end for them. Typically, if you play some really good defense and generate really good defensive positions, you can turn that into some nice offense, but for them, just no energy out there and no ability to stop or slow down these Rams.
Coach Lacey's gone to his young local talent in the form of Carter Horpoy. In his first minutes of the Cowles NBL contest, we saw him rapidly. He's got hops.
He does indeed, and he's tied his shoes up nice and tight.
Playing with effectively 1 shoe for the best part of a minute in Rapid League. Still managed to block a shot. 20-point ball game all of a sudden was a 9-point margin at half-time. Again, the move from Bazant. Can't get the 3-ball to drop though. It's the 11 points in this quarter so far for the visitors as Walker Jr. can't make the Fire pay from the corner.
Fire probably thanking the heavens now, and a really important position for them.
Strong rebound there again from Phil Carr, who's done an admirable job on the offensive glass. His third offensive rebound of the ball game is Pero Hunt. Good finish there. Max Darling even impressed by that.
At this point in the game, you're going to take anything you can get right, and there's a little bit of desperation on their end, and you're going to live with those kind of shots. It's going to be a bit of a grind for the Whai.
It's anything but a grind at the moment for the Rams. Largest lead of the game, 21 points. Matt Lacey, the Whai coach, has seen enough.
And, you know, there's only so much you can say. Really slow night for Philip Carr, and DeMarcus Holland just pretty much invisible out there. And aside from Jaden Bazant, there's just nothing going on for the Whai.
They still haven't, you feel, quite found their rhythm, the Rams, offensively. Just looking at some of these shooting splits. 5 of 17 from threes is still around that season average of 29%. They've had flashes as we take another look there at KJ Buffin. Knocking down that three, but I guess that's the scary thing, right? They're on track here for their 6th straight win in a season where they've shot the three ball poorly by their standard. So there's still growth in this team.
You're right, it is scary, and they are still seeking out those shots and making good decisions, I think, especially off of kickouts and drawing to and finding the open man. If they can start hitting those down as well as have a really strong inside presence, it's going to mean coaches are going to have to do some serious planning and adjusting to slow them down.
Speaking of adjusting, what is the adjustment here for the Whai with 2:11 to go in the third? They're sticking with Horpoy. DeMarcus Holland remains on the bench. Look at this full court pressure from the Rams. Whai do well in the end to escape, but only just.
I think the Whai could probably take a leaf out of the Rams book in that sense and up their aggressiveness and intensity on defense and just throw something in the wall and see if it sticks.
Farrah Hunt can't get that three ball to go, and then a foul as Buffin comes down with it on to Tui Lewis. And you can just tell from the body language of the Whai players, it's not through a lack of effort or desire. It isn't quite clicking offensively. And now into the bonus, just adds insult to injury.
It's been a valiant effort, and I don't think it's been a bad game for the Whai, but, you know, 45 points nearing the fourth quarter. You just can't win a game like that. And to the credit of Philip Carr, he's done some great jobs. He's found some relatively nice looks, but Lockie Albrook's been great defensively, and he's just been short rimming a lot of his wide open mid-ranges that he likes to get.
Here again is this full court press. Whai do well. Get it up over the half court. Jaden Bazant calls the set. What can the Whai do here? It's been a torrid third quarter. Just the 13 points. Bear up. The hook. Oh, and then the pressure valve is released ever so slightly as Buffin was already thinking about the next job. And the ball goes out of bounds.
Timely for the Whai. I mean, now an opportunity with 14 seconds to generate something. Jaden Bazant hasn't seen a lot of the ball. I'd like to see him create his own shot a little bit more or get him coming off an on-ball, considering his success in the first half.
Stay with the Whai. And DeMarcus Holland as well. I've been waiting for him to get on a bit of a run. 20-6 against the Nuggets. Averaging just a shade over 12 points a season this ball game. He's 4 points on 2 of 5 shooting late in the third. Oh, nice find there, Bazant, late in the shot clock. Up and in by Carr.
They'll be thanking the basketball lords for that one.
Yeah. There's Brown now, and just took an extra step. Walter Brown. All Blacks squad names last week. No Walter Brown. Taylor Britt, part of the travelling reserve contingent at this point in time. So a couple of players who might have, you know, a bit of a point to prove on top of, you know, already, of course, wanting to play as hard as they can and produce as much as they can in this league.
Yeah, must say I was a little bit surprised that Taylor Britt only sitting in a reserve spot, especially considering his incredible Cowles NBL season so far.
Great hand there from Kai Isaac. Strips Jaden Bazan off possession. Now here comes Walter Brown. And everything but the finish. Oh, the quarterback, Pero Hunt. And Bazan shrugs the shoulders. A few of them haven't gone down here in the third for the Phi. 11-second differential between game and shot clock late in the third. So they go down low to Darling. Oh, great cut, Brown. Multiple attempts at it. And Haupoy eventually tidies. Shot clock's off. Here is Holland. Oh, great follow by Haupoy, but well, that was a lot of misses in the space of a minute there to end the third. Bit of ugly basketball to conclude the third quarter. The Rams will be very happy on the whole to push 21 points clear with a quarter to play. Welcome back to Cowles Stadium. Sal's special for the week. Code Sal Slam Dunk. Large 5 Bros pizza. Free pizza, a possibility. Maybe something to keep the crowd on the edge of their seats here in the fourth.
Something's got to keep them entertained.
There's Haupoy, misses the three. And Albrecht earns himself a trip to the Chemist Warehouse stripe to shoot two and get involved with our poll. Scan that QR code there on your screen. MVP. MJ Walker Jr. currently leading the way. 19 points, can understand that. I'll tell you what, if it's just individual, you know, we completely strip it back of the score, Jaden Bazan would have to be an MVP for me.
Absolutely, he has been the driving force behind the Phi. They do trail by 20, but he's been really their saving grace, the only thing keeping him in this game, and he's hit some pretty tough shots too.
Albrecht can't make them both. And a whistle and a foul. Speaking of the MVP race as well, to Maya, Luther Muhammad just with his nose in front at the midpoint of the season. He's been a real find, hasn't he, for the Franklin Bulls. Big Bobby Lowe there again. He was my pre-season pick. Corey Webster. Where are you leaning?
You know, that's a tough question you've given me there, Nick. I think it's one of those things that's going to come down to the wire for that. Seen a lot of MVP performances. You can't forget Sam Froling as well, despite last week's lackluster performance from him. I think it's a tight race, and it's really going to come down to the wire, I think.
Gee, that's a boring answer.
Oh, okay, you know what? Sam Froling, MVP. I'm going to stick with my guns.
Okay. That's more like it. Will be interesting too, just on that MVP race. Let's hold that thought for a sec, as MJ Walker Jr. corner three, can't get it to go, tied it up by Hawpoint. Corey Webster in that Tall Black squad we were just alluding to, and they are set to travel late June, which would see a few regular season games, I believe, maybe 2 or 3 missed, so that might be a factor down the line. But what about the contribution of Corey Webster, big part of why the Tuatara there at the top of the table. Leading the league in assists, right up there in scoring as well, as Walter Brown nails that corner three.
Yeah, he's been absolutely phenomenal, and just a level above, I think, everyone in the league. Probably a good contender for that. Not only is he scoring really well, but also leads the league in assists.
Nice finish there by Carter Hawpoint. His first points of the ball game. Circus pass there. Darling to Albrecht. 2 bigs. Unable to connect.
Seems like they're just having a little bit of fun now.
Yeah, and I just noticed Judd Flavel calling a timeout. 7:36 to play, and you wonder, 20-point margin. There's a sense of safety there, but not to get too messy either. It'll be interesting. 6-day turnaround, whether that comes into the calculations. On the Phi side too, difficult for them. They've got a trip up north to face the north end of the South Island and the Nelson Giants on Sunday, before hosting the Rams once more on Thursday. So, yeah, decision times here with, you don't want to say the contest is gone, but 20 points in it, given the calibre of the Canterbury Rams and what we've seen from the fight. A tall order from here. You feel like that'll come into the thinking? I know Judd Flavel's a coach who wants to play every 40 minutes at absolute intensity, so I'm probably just, riffing here with no knowledge of that situation.
Take a stab in the dark. I think for the Phi, though, it is going to be important that they save their bodies. Like you said, they have a pretty tough gig with going up to Nelson, and Nelson are on a roll right now, looking really, really good, and that's going to be another tough gig for the Phi, and then to play the Rams again, who are at full strength, bar Taki Farrington now. You know, you do consider saving your bodies a little bit, and we've seen some good minutes from Tatui Lewis and Carter Hawpoint, some bench guys, but you know, the privilege for Judd Flavel is he can look down his bench and just about put anybody on and confidently do so.
So 4 starters remaining in for the Rams, along with Kai Isaacs. It's just Walter Brown taking a seat for the time being. Marcus Holland show a bit more aggression. How about that, Carter Hawpoint? Should have gone to him earlier.
Yeah, he's been a great little spark off the bench. One of those guys is obviously not afraid, and when he's given the chance to prove himself a little bit, he'll want to make the most of it, and he's done just that. You see Lockie Albrecht not really respecting his shot very much there.
Jet Thompson now eventually gets to Hawpoint again in the corner. Not too far away. He's going to end up back with it too. Twinkle toes along the baseline. Sit to Brook. Oh, good hand there, Kai Isaac. It's off and racing. Oh, that's dangerous contact there from DeMarcus Holland. And the point official, Regan Ashley, agrees. Unsportsmanlike foul.
I don't think that's a bad call. I think, yeah, he was very physical on the break, overly physical, and, you know, there's a difference between a take foul and then just blatantly shoving on a break, and I think that's a good call.
Kaya Isaac, uncharacteristic miss, the first from the Chemist Warehouse strike.
Bit of a bull don't lie moment perhaps for DeMarcus Holland.
I think if it was someone like Taylor Britt in that situation, probably would have gone flying into the FI bench. It was just slightly fortuitous that it was Kaya Isaac there. Makes the second. And of course the Rams maintain possession. Up 20 in this one. Looking the goods. Their 6th straight win. Isaac wide open in the corner. Can't make it. Olbrook again. Tidies. Rams lead the league in offensive rebounds. Second chance points. Taylor Britt from the elbow.
How does he do it? How does he do it?
And doing it for a long time too. Taylor Britt and DeMarcus Holland. We'll see more of that. I was saying earlier in the call. Showing a bit more aggression there with the drive. Getting the ball to drop and the whistle. And 3-point play. Just 7 points. 9 points after that bucket, in fact, for DeMarcus Holland.
What I find interesting about him today is his just lack of shot attempts. That's only his 8th shot attempt in the entire game. And you look at Jaden Bazant, 17 shot attempts. You'd think DeMarcus Holland would want to shoulder a bit more of a load and attempt more shots, but he's just been quiet and a little bit complacent in that quietness tonight.
Just a little passive, if anything, from one up until a couple of flashes here in this 4th quarter, but too little too late. As Jet Thompson puts the head down. Work there again by Olbrook. Buffin in motion. Away to the right. And almost. Second chance for the Rams. Here he is again. Holland. Woken up. And now the outlet pass. Olbrook. Oh! How about that from the big fella?
Looked a little bit too easy. I think he's done that multiple times before. And just having some fun with it now, the Rams, I think.
Late in the shot clock here, the fight. Holland from the elbow. There we go.
There he goes.
DeMarcus Holland.
Where was that a couple quarters ago?
Taylor Britt wide open and makes them pay. 5 quick points from Britt. And another timeout called by the FI. And find themselves in a 22-point hole.
And they just look defeated. Heads bowing low as they go into that timeout. And you can just see the lack of defensive intensity and aggression is very obvious. Not a single hand on the closeout for Taylor Britt, and no one back on the break to guard Lockie Olbrook. They just seem to have given up a little bit early.
And it's a tough spot they're in. This is a very good team, this Canterbury Rams side. They just have so many weapons. Let's take a look there, both benches, and just tell by the body language. I wonder if the FI can make a move roster-wise. Maybe get someone in late. Is it worth it? Is it worth just putting more responsibility on these guys like we've seen tonight? Jaden Bazant can certainly get going. Chris Pero-Hunt. What do you do if you're playing GM?
Oh, if I'm playing GM, I think they do need another piece offensively. There's a massive hole in their offense right now, and they need someone else who can give them about 15 points a game at least, especially with a low production of DeMarcus Holland. And you can't rely on Jaden Bazant, my apologies, to pop off every night like that. They need someone else they can get the ball to. And you can see it works in the favour of the Rams, having so many guys they can give the ball to go downhill and get to their shots. The Phi just need someone else they can get going outside of Philip Carr, DeMarcus Holland and Jaden Bazant.
Yeah, the young kids on their feet now. Another missed free throw here, and free pizza on a Friday, not to be.
Damn it.
Tama Isaac into the ball game, so Judd Flavel starting to in a few more minutes. Guys on the bench as Walter Brown takes a tumble. And I'll tell you what, I know you mentioned earlier about them being in their first season and perhaps not being an attractive location, but in terms of attractive locations in the country, Mount Maunganui, Tauranga, gorgeous place.
Look, gorgeous place.
So if you are tuning in there on FIBA YouTube or ESPN or somewhere, just you know, just taking in some content around the world, there are much worse places to hoop.
Yeah, that is
than
true.
the Mount.
Although I'm not sure they're leading with that in their agency talks. Hey, we have a really cool mountain. Come play basketball for us.
I'm just adding it. I'm trying to help the Phi out here.
No, I like it. Mount Maunganui, what a place. What a place.
Phil Carr pulls up. That's
right
more
on
like
cue.
it.
Maybe he likes Mount Maunganui as well.
I don't know many people. You seem to hate Mount Maunganui.
I
though,
love
right?
Mount Maunganui. No, this is coming across just the wrong way.
The tone you're coming at me.
No, I love
is
Mount Maunganui. I love you, Tauranga. I love you.
Aaron pass there from Brown. And more subs in. Tonge for, looks like it'll be KJ Buffin in the end. Then a solid contribution from KJ Buffin. 16 points to shade over his average. But on the stage now, the Rams, 5 players up over in double digits. All starters, in fact. There's Bazant off to the left.
And word just in from Justin Nelson himself, it's likely that the Phi do have an import on the way, a forward, an American forward. So expect an announcement from the team next week.
Oh, there you go.
Must be the Mount. Must be that beautiful mountain.
So we look at the games to come here on Sky Sport and the remainder of round 8. Sharks and the Tuatara tomorrow, 4 o'clock tip-off, and Sal's NBL is and the Jets at 7:30. And then on the pick of the round, the Bulls and the Saints, 1 o'clock. That'll be a really intriguing contest, followed by the Giants, as mentioned, hosting the Phi Sunday evening. But Bulls Saints, you know, way you're leaning there. I'm liking what the Saints are producing.
Oh, I was going to say the Bulls on that one. I'm liking the Bulls at the moment.
I like disagreeing with you, Maya. So
yeah, it's good fun, isn't it?
I'll take the Saints.
It's good fun. And we're on air now as well, so we can run this back when the Bulls beat the Saints.
Okay. A couple of heavyweights, though. It'll be interesting to see how they square up. Two games in 3 days next week for the Rams. As mentioned, they will play the Phi next Thursday, May 23rd. And then, speaking of the Saints, they head to the capital to take on the crew from Wellington Saturday night. So, well, that'll be a real measure of where they're at. We said that getting into that Taranaki contest last week, which they won by 3. And the Saints are a heavyweight in season 2024 as well.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that matchup and seeing how we go against them and how our different players match up and who will step up in that kind of game. Saints have had a blinder of a season and only getting better.
Work again here from Tatui Lewis, 3-point plan. Slightly better body language from the Whai here. Late in the piece. After that haymaker, the Rams through in the 3rd quarter. Definitely pieces of this game that Matt Lacey will be happy with. There's Kaya Isaac with a tough finish with his left hand.
Pretty quiet night from Kaya Isaac in both the Rapid League and Sales NBL games. He's been really great defensively. You can always trust him being solid on that end, but hasn't really found any rhythm offensively at all.
So important minutes here really for Kaya Isaac to potentially get a bit of flow offensively. It's like that might be the last of Jaden Bazant we see for the evening. Season high 21 points on 8 of 18 shooting, 3 threes. Mana Martin into the ball game, and that'll count. The young Mana Martin. And he'll head to the Chemist Warehouse stripe and hopefully complete the 3-point play.
You love to see it. Really encouraging for Mana Martin. Just 17 years old. Obviously fearless, and he's come a real far way in his game. It's good to see that Judd trusts him.
In a debut season in the Sales NBL. St Thomas at Canterbury College. 24-point lead. 19 all at quarter time, and you started to think, well, this one isn't going to be the blowout that we thought it might. And it really was a push late in the second, and then immediately to start the 3rd. Yeah, we've seen the Rams pull well clear in the end.
Yeah, been a tough gig. Rams looking really good offensively, but as well keeping the fight just to 68 points.
Martin again, collects his own board. And wrapped up by Denham Brook, and we've got ourselves a jump ball. We stay with the Rams. All starters outside of Denham Brook. Great to see Xander Masters into the ball game late for the fight. How about the finish? Go have a look. Surely it was clipped up on social media.
I hope so. He was hyped.
The finish to Rapid League. Yep. That was sensational as Tonj can't connect in the corner 3. Xander Masters with 2 late 3-pointers to get the win for the fight. Just great to see. And a big part of the reason, you know, we have introduced the Sky Broadband Rapid League, allowing these young local players to get exposure on national television, and he'll always hold on to that moment.
Yeah, 100%. I chatted to him a little bit on air, but off air as well, and he was just super excited, and it was such a cool opportunity for him. And yeah, a lot of excitement around that, and a really unexpected win, I think, for them. So yeah, he wouldn't have had that opportunity if Rapid League didn't exist, and probably wouldn't have travelled with the Whai team if Rapid League didn't exist. So awesome opportunity for him.
There's Darling now down low. Just muscles his way and adds 2 more. Ooh, Tilly Lewis though, just showing what he can do. And we saw this in a winning effort against the Nuggets, but he's matched it, I believe. 13 points in this one, or 17 points, excuse me, last week. 13 here tonight. And perhaps just showing the Whai coaching crew to deserves to be trusted with a bit more.
He definitely does. He can match the physicality of the game, and he's really, really fast and changes direction really quickly, so he can keep up with the pace of the Cowles NBL. Obviously a long way to go as a young player, but he's establishing himself really well, and I think Matt Lacey does trust him. He's played a considerable amount of minutes tonight.
And a travel call on Tonge. Almost loses the handle to Lewis. After the last opportunity here offensively for the Fires. Brooke, also back-to-back threes, can't get it to go. Here is Tama Isaac. Oh, rejected by Brooke. And we'll get one more go here for the visiting fight. And a late whistle as Jaden Boucher is fouled on the drive and will shoot two. April 14, the last time the Canterbury Rams tasted defeat in the Cowles NBL, 111-99 in this gym against the Tuatara.
It's a tough game.
It's been some month for the defending champs. Wins over the Hawks, Nuggets, Sharks, Nuggets again, Ears last week. And very shortly, the fight. We will have one last possession, player timeout as well called. The quintet of the Isaac brothers, Tonge, Martin and Max Darling have one more card to play here at Cowles.
Yeah, good to see them going to the drawing board and, you know, being player-led. Judd will be happy with them playing to the last buzzer.
There's the cut from Tonge and draws the whistle and a foul. And Aidan Tonge will head to the Chemist Warehouse line with 0.6 of a second to go in this one.
Judd's smiling, I think. You know, loves to play to the very last second, and the Rams are definitely doing that.
That's the first. So the Rams will move to 7-2. Identical record to that of the Franklin Bulls. And the Saints 6-2. The Tuatara leading the way. Have played a couple of extra games, but they're currently 9 wins, 2 losses, and we are going to have one last player timeout to drag it along just a little bit extra.
These guys just don't want the game to end, do they?
The fight will stay 9th. 3 wins, 6 losses. A couple of wins ahead of the Jets and the winless Southland Sharks, of course. And that'll do it. The Rams roll on and continue their winning ways in Cowles NBL, their 6th straight victory to the tune of 20 points over the newcomers, the Tauranga Whai, 96-76 on the back of 19 points for MJ Walker Jr. Did you make of it all, Maya, as we wrap it up?
I mean, yes, it's a bit of a slow start from the Rams and wasn't really what we were expecting, but absolutely put their foot down in the second half. We saw a great stretch of scoring from a deep bench that we alluded to, and then magnificent defensive effort, really aggressive intensity and force fight at some pretty uncomfortable positions, and they're looking like a pretty good championship roster to me.
Two coaches from both sides exchange pleasantries at the end, but that'll do us from Cowles Stadium here in Christchurch, where the Canterbury Rams have proven too good for the Tauranga Whai. Whip through the stats courtesy of the Chemist Warehouse, but very much paints the picture of a one-sided affair in the end in favour of the home team. Plenty of home fans leave the Easter Christchurch happy as the Rams head on the road. They'll face the Whai next, funnily enough, in 6 days' time. Catch you next time here on Sky Sport.